Welcome to week 1 of the inner journey of awakening. Our offering as part of the foundation laying for the Billion Trees campaign, our 1 billion trees a year campaign, billiontrees.me. And so why are we starting with an inner campaign? Well, we're starting this way because I think we can all agree that humanity is facing a tsunami of climate change that is bearing down on us, and largely we're looking paralyzed. And I think we can all agree that the one thing that doesn't make sense in the face of a tsunami is staying still, and actually what we really need to do is turn and face it. And to face it, we need to understand ourselves, because we ourselves are part of this, we are part of the creation of it, and we need to be part of the solution. And what if this whole mess that we've created, or this, let's not even call it a mess, I mean, people will probably yell at me for saying that, but this set of extreme circumstances that we've created, what if that is the cauldron that is needed to break us out of a way of being and a mindset that we have inherited and that we have energized and that we have lived by as a code for so many generations, and it's time for that to go? And what if we don't know how to let go of it because it's comfortable, because it's the known thing, until a set of circumstances come along that say your back is against the wall and now you have to change? So I see this time as one of the most powerful times to be alive, because those of us who are alive and are awake and are willing to face what's going on have a chance to do something. And that something starts on the inside of us. And that is why I'm calling this first week Reveal. Because reveal is an invitation to the magnificence and the limitlessness of life, of everything that we are woven into as part of, to come into our experience and to inform us and illuminate us and guide us and show us who and what we really are. Become a revelation to ourselves. Have the truth actually revealed. But that's a little bit like saying, I am going to let go of the shores and let a much greater river take me. And that's a tricky thing to do. That's a frightening thing to do. We're not taught how to do that. And so this whole inner journey of awakening, this whole next 6 weeks that we're undertaking together as a glorious and wild experiment on what happens if we look at this part of ourselves and we unleash this and we do this. We're trying to literally unleash energy. So I'm going to try something. This may or may not work, but let's see. So here's the journey. This is the form and the structure of 5-element acupuncture. And the beauty of that is that every aspect of us is of equal importance to every other aspect. So our mind here, the leader of the system, is no more important than the in-breath of our heart or the in-breath of our body. And each of these elements is directly related to all other elements. So what we're trying to do here is literally say, if there was enough energy flowing in this system that we are, we would be behaving in a different way. We would be behaving in a way that honors each other and honors all of life, so that how we live is in right relationship, and therefore we would not be trashing our planet. But right now, we're consuming at a rate of knots that is completely extraordinary. So why are we? Realistically, there is not enough energy in the system, and so this whole journey is about how do we unleash the energy of our minds, how do we unleash the energy of our hearts, how do we unleash the energy of our body, so that there is sufficient energy to activate our willingness to change, our willingness to live in right relationship to each other and to nature. So there is a beauty here and a logic that we can lean into. And the thing about the mind, our mind as it is right now, as humanity, is it's profoundly conditioned. It contains everything that we've been told that we are, what a human being is, how we should live, how we do relationships, what love is, what spirituality is, like how we make our choices, that we're consumers. I mean, we've even been given a name that directs us towards a behavior that has no conscious relationship to the world that we're taking from. And it's all been normalized. But if we look at it, what's been normalized is a world in which we see each other as some are worthy and some are not worthy, depending on the color of your skin, depending on where you live, depending upon your religion. We have broken the human heart into a fractured state that elevates us if we have money, that elevates us if we're white and male and not gay and not female and not brown and not indigenous. And that is essentially a lie. It's a complete lie. It's against life. And so we've normalized this lie, and this is our relationship to nature. Well, we are part of nature, and we are indivisible from nature. We are the rain and the sun and the rocks and the wood, because all of that makes up our bodies, and we breathe it and we drink it and we eat it and we become it. The lie is that we are dominant to nature, not part of nature. And that enables us to consistently consume and not understand the impact that we're having on our ecosystems. So we have normalized a state of being, entrenched it in our minds, and then we have a profound, what I would call momentum of consciousness. Like we've all gone to the edges of a swimming pool and we're all walking around the same way inside that swimming pool, and there's a current of our consciousness. There's a way of seeing and perceiving that has become so normalized we're now picked up and carried by it. And it tells us certain things about how to be. And it tells us what is acceptable. And actually those lies are lies. And what's so difficult about that is to actually acknowledge the reality that we've been living in an inherited consciousness and an inherited mindset that essentially tells us that one of us is better than the other, or that we're superior to nature, or that it's okay to consume, or that the more money you have, the better you are, or the more value you have. It's like that whole mindset is a consumer mindset. It's a patriarchal mindset, and its time is done. That's the thing. But how do we open to what's actually true? How do we learn or move beyond that, or alchemize it, or find within the fabric of it the more that is waiting to emerge and inform us who and what we really are? And that's the point of reveal. That's the point of tomorrow's global meditation. And this is why I'm saying that reveal is about bowing to the goddess, because this side of ourselves is the feminine, our willingness to love, to let each other in, to trust each other, to find communion with each other, our willingness to love and find communion with the body of nature as our own body. The feminine principle, this is how we draw energy into the system. This is limitless life force. You know, we're not a static little body that's divided from all of nature. We're woven into it, but we do this funny thing with our minds that has us not actually recognize that. And so the closedness of our minds keeps us in a limited energetic reality. And it keeps us in a form where we're going, oh my God, I don't know what to do. It all feels impossible. It feels completely impossible. And I think it is impossible, actually, if we're alone. And that's why the first next step after reveal is embrace. Because if you're prepared to wake up and acknowledge the truth, if you have enough humility, like a servant leader to the system that you are, to really come in and survey humanity, how we're doing, and survey yourself in your own life, your own relationships, your own relationship to nature and your own body, how you live, how you give your gifts. If you're willing to step into that and really feel it, you're going to find that the state of life on the planet is extremely shocking. And as such, there are two places it'll take you most likely. It'll take you to the place of, I have to find others. I need to be strengthened with others. I need that heart connection. I need that solidarity. I need to know that I'm not alone, because together we are stronger, and we become strong enough to feel how things really are so that we can respond and then give our gifts. Or it's that thing that we're most afraid of. If I really look at my life, or if I really look at the state of the world, I'll collapse. I won't have the ability to handle the shock and the grief and the concern, and there's only me. So if there's only me, you find others. Or you just feel how that is, because your feelings and the grief that I would hope that is there. Grief is the single most powerful activating force, because it is the transmutation of the gap between you and reality. It is the grieving closed the fractures so that you come into alignment with truth. And when you do, it'll throw you into your courage. That is the greatest gift of grief, because when you deeply love, you have to do something, and you have to do something to wake each other up so that we can take appropriate action and consistently show up as a species that is caretaking all of life. So my offering today is 2 words, really, and that is show me. To bow and to say, show me. That is why the meme of this week is teach me how to live my life as a prayer. Because in every moment, rather than going, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to open, I don't know how to look at all of this, we can simply say, okay, we may not know. We may not know. We don't know. And actually, our not knowing is the gift. Because as soon as you say, I don't know, as soon as you move beyond thinking that you have to know, or that knowing is somehow a solution, because our knowing is part of this limited mind and this continuum of momentum of consciousness that we've inherited, that is not taking us in a direction that's going to work. So we have to open. And when you open your mind, when you say, I don't know, when you bow to the limitlessness of creation, when you say, okay, show me, inform me, you open your energy. And when you open your energy, you become available to the miraculous consciousness of the living world that is waiting to show you who and what you really are. It's like that opening, that action of bowing in humility, of allowing yourself to not know, is the difference between being closed and isolated and insulated and freaked out in a system that you don't understand, to allowing yourself to become woven into something greater than you that can start to inform you, and you can go, okay, there's got to be a logic here. There's got to be a reason for all of this. There's got to be gold in all of this mess. And for me to be available to that gold, I have to slow down enough to be able to listen and follow my heart and follow my body, because that is the true nature of reveal. The true nature of reveal is our willingness to bow to the sacred feminine, to bow to our heart and to the knowing of our heart, and to bow to our body as part of the planet, to the knowing of our body, so that the wisdom of the physical and of the emotional can inform us how to live, so that we take care of each other and our planet. So, I don't feel that we are wrong. I feel that we're simply conditioned away from ourselves. And so this course, this next 6 weeks, is our invitation to step into an exploration together of how do we unlock all those parts of ourselves? How do we unleash that life force on behalf of life? How do we come back into communion with our souls, with each other, and with nature, so that everything that comes out of us arises from that place of deepest connection? Tomorrow's meditation will be a deep dive into the physiological, psychological, and emotional journey of that, where we will collectively come together to really start to feel how to let go of the riverbanks. So, www.billiontrees.me. If you want to join us, just go to the inner journey. And as ever, my request of you is to feel whether you are ready to start to give back to nature, in the form of trees. And you will also find the invitation to do that at billiontrees.me, because the only way we are going to normalize ecological restoration and put it into the hands of everyone and make it normal for everyone to be giving back instead of taking all the time is for all of us to do that ourselves and to recognize the privilege of it. Thank you for taking your time with me today. I hope that you come into the inner journey, and I hope that you're with us for the global meditation tomorrow. And I hope that you walk around all week with this chant to everything, to the sky and to the trees and to the birds and to the grass. Teach me how to live my life as a prayer.